if this was recorded like a couple of months earlier, then I could totally have gotten away with. This is the game for the man that is 1,000,000% muscle!
Faster, folks!
I mean, you can still joke about it, considering it's gonna be a while before we get to Sonic 3 anyway.
Victory is mine!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explosion.
As always, props on that performance, Idris. It sounded like you had a lot of fun with it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard to our second attempt at a Chaotix playthrough. This time around, though, it's going to be me, myself, and I taking control of 5 very hip and eccentric Sonic's friends types.
Yeah, some wackadoo guys. I like them.
Straight into the wonderful world of the Sega 32X, which pretty much lived and died in the exact same year.
Yeah, it didn't get too far.
It died doing what it loved, giving Knuckles exposure.
Exposure!
But, yeah, the reason why it's a second attempt is, it may be a bonus part later down the line. The first time we attempted to try Knuckles Chaotix, this game did have a rather interesting mechanic involved with its platforming and its multiple characters. The first of which, James will free now. This magical eraser is actually...
A chameleon.
a Chameleon.
My boy!
So on his way to go and stop Eggman's recent plan, because who knows where the heck Sonic is at the given moment, Knuckles stumbles across this machine that was holding one of the alleged members of the Chaotix hostage.
And we're gonna skip that tutorial because James already knows all the big boy tricks, don't you?
The big boy tricks.
Yep, because Knuckles. So Chaotix here is pretty much what happens when when one branch of Sega decides to try and make a co-op-centric Sonic game. It didn't pan out all that well, so it's primarily just me controlling 2 schmucks that are tied together via these magic rings.
Yee.
Holy shit, he's fucking huge.
Well, that was a power-up he got.
Yeah, we got power. There's weird.
I was a big boy that day.
And as you're seeing, they actually did they decided to actually play with momentum in a way we had not yet seen with a Sonic game to this extent, which is the two of these characters are attached by the hip, not by the hip, by the fist, by the grabbing, with these magic rings that can basically effectively function as a bungee cord between the two. And pivotal to James's performance in this is when you're playing a single player, you only can control the main character, but by pressing a button, you can tell your partner to hold in position and wait. And can that work in midair?
Yes, it can actually.
And the reason for this is as the distance between the two of you grows, the tension of the bungee cord extends from yellow to red, back to blue if it's close to each other. And when you release it, you will go flying towards them. But if the other character is holding, this basically allows you to create your own slingshot.
Yep, which is honestly probably a lot more powerful than your traditional spin dash, with how far spin dash can get you. Which in this game, it gets you far enough, but not quite to the same degree as like past Genesis Sonic games.
See the bonus part when our eventual flub-ups that Hype and I have led to us just flailing and shrieking like, we're going too fast! But,
So, for those of you that are actually...
Misery happened that day.
So, say if you guys actually played this game prior to Sonic Heroes, and you may be thinking to yourself, what the hell is a Chaotix?
I didn't know.
Well, Chaotix is this game, and it stars Knuckles the Echidna alongside 4 weirdos that went to this island one day because Eggman, through his typical scavenging through ancient Echidna lore or whatever sort of, ancient text that usually precedes like some sort of ungodly being.
Yeah.
He stumbles across I forget what it was, some sort of rift or a ring that pretty much can tap itself to the powers of the Master Emerald, and with it he's able to create these dark rings.
Chaos rings?
Yeah, essentially, Chaos rings. Or maybe he didn't make the Chaos rings. Maybe that whole thing, the Chaos rings were made from that same power. I don't entirely remember the context. It's been a while since I actually read up on Chaotix's lore.
I mean, first of all, don't worry, don't stress. It's the problem is it's an obscure spin-off title of which the Sonic games have always been a little light on their lore to begin with. So adding into the mix,
well, light on the lore for gameplay wise. Usually they can fill their instruction booklets to the text to the limit, assuming we're not counting what we get in the U.S., which is pretty generic shit, all things considered.
Huh? Where'd he go?
So I see a big amusement park in the distance.
That amusement park in the distance is pretty much our new locale for the game, the new Tragic High Zone. And before we get into that shit, going inside a giant ring as per the norm takes us to one of these very trippy special stages, where the goal, like before, is to collect blue spheres in order to proceed.
Yep, and collect rings to continue
I'm
setting your
tripping balls.
timer. Yes, I mean, someone was bound to say it eventually. But
I mean, to be fair, that was...
I was going to make a very inappropriate joke. Some could figure what I was.
And don't think that they're all gonna look like Sonic 2, Sonic 2. Don't think that they're all gonna start looking like Sonic 2 knockoff stages. They get a little devious with the 3D platforming designs of these levels, but
yeah, sometimes they make you they force you to defy all common sense just to keep yourself alive.
yeah. But and unfortunately, that was just the checkpoint. We need to do it one more time. One more time.
You gotta do 2 laps all across the track in order to get this in one of this game's fabled Chaos Rings.
Are there 6 or 7?
There's 6.
The
Okay.
fuck is a chaos ring?
We
They
don't
are
know.
the big MacGuffins, and we need them if we want to beat the
7
game.
rings in.
Oh no!
And if you don't,
7 rings. Go ahead.
and to further elaborate, if you don't get all of the spheres by the time you get to the end, you don't get booted out. You can technically go through it again and try to get the spheres that you missed. The thing that's keeping you in these special stages are your rings. Kind of not dissimilar to what Sonic Mania does. Your ring counter is also your timer for how long you can stay in the special stages.
And if you fail to get all the blue balls by the time you get to the end of the lap, you are given the chance to continue forward, but any rings that you had collected will still have been collected, so you are always on a draining timer the longer you try and stick around.
So now that we've beaten the training course, we actually have access to all 5 members of the Chaotix for this game. We got Knuckles the Echidna, like before, Espio, who we saved earlier. Returning from Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, we have Mighty the Armadillo.
Yay.
Who was once previously exclusive to a very specialized Sonic manga in Japan, Charmy B.
Hello.
And also, making his grand debut since being a scrapped member of Sonic's band, Vector the Crocodile.
Stop.
The boy.
And yes, for anyone
I'm
who
jamming out to my tunes here.
I was trying to make a joke, but it wasn't landing in my head. The idea of that, yes, and if you've already looked at Vector's design and wonder, boy, he put on a lot of weight since then, haven't we all? Anyway.
Hey, all that weight's muscle, you ding dong!
Oh, for
He's
sure.
fucking fat!
Hey, notice that the width is on the top side. That's where the muscle is.
It's all pure muscle.
Well, I think I know who I'm picking first.
So I guess we'll say, are
You're still.
there differences to how these characters play, James?
Wow.
There are. I mean, Knuckles, he like Sonic 3 beforehand, he can jump, he can glide, he can climb on walls. Vector has the innate ability of being able to air dash in just about any direction, which is honestly pretty dang sweet.
Wow.
He's also one, as a character, in this game specifically, Vector is also a very big connoisseur of grand mysteries and whatnot.
Oh, so he
That's
was
why he would eventually get his own detective agency later on.
that makes sense.
He was trying to find God.
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, real
Son
quick
of a-
before we forget, also in terms of gameplay, Vector can also technically climb walls.
Yep.
So-
Pretty much every character, save for Charmy, can climb on walls their own unique way.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, why are we sad about this little like teeter-totter motherfucker? Look at him, he's so cute.
What's that ticking I hear?
He's listening to his BS. Huh? I can hear the bullshit.
You wanna talk more of this?
Oh, so yeah, before we talk about the character then, what are we doing here, James? How do we get to the levels?
So, all 5 zones in this game are linked to this roulette system, which obviously hit the button and get yourself launched to the level it picks.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Also, get comfortable because all these zones have 5 zacks apiece.
Fair enough.
They are short, though, if you know how to blaze through them.
So this little fucknut that's, oh god, a little too big for his britches.
Whoa! Okay.
What was that about being little?
Okay, the big fuck nugget. Now what's his story?
So that's Bomb, one of two, depending on how you look at it, either duds amongst Eggman's robots, or literally
Oh, no.
a sleeper agent trying to hinder the Chaotix at every turn.
So.
In Bomb's case, if he gets hit, he explodes, and that can hurt the other player.
Oh. Yeah, okay, I can definitely see that's a problem. So yeah, just a
Oh, no.
freaking walking glass cannon.
Essentially.
But he is very light on his feet, we'll say. Whoa. Nice. I always love when he
He's
looks
like,
like
thumbs
Get in there.
Oh, good, I got rid of it.
You better not mess this up, you big dud!
I just love
If you mess this up, you're not getting the fucking paycheck. You hear me?
Good luck!
He's not even part of our agency, Vector.
He is now.
It is. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. We had to make a. Don't worry. I found a way to add him onto the crew. Chameleon fired.
I don't even. I'm sorry, but I'm watching. Like, look at him speed walk with such purpose.
Such poise.
They're gonna open that Chick-fil-A before you know it.
Real power here.
So Charmy got sent to the orphanage again. Damn.
By me.
Ouch. Again?
I'm gonna say, isn't there like in the comics? Isn't there like something where like Charmy's friends with Cream or something, or do the two like rarely ever interact?
They rarely ever
Charmy and
interact.
Cream, yeah, they rarely interact.
Huh? That's yeah.
I
okay.
mean, amongst that whole family, the two that interact the most are Vector and Vanilla.
that is fair.
And that's
fair.
saying it very lightly.
It's only because Vector wants to bang Vanilla.
What the fuck?
Watch your language, you little buzzard.
Hey, she's a lady of class.
Not
We don't.
wrong.
Hey, she's a lady of class. We don't say that. The phrase is, "I want to court Vanilla."
I guess that is fair.
X.
Wow.
Whoa, careful. As we continue. Okay, James, sorry to keep
You'll
putting you on
learn
the
when
spot
you're
like
older.
this. I don't like having these thoughts. Okay.
From now on, I'm keeping an eye open whenever I sleep with the TV on.
It's something like the birds and the bees, right? That's what it is.
You.
I'm sorry. I can absolutely see Vector and Charmy having the same sort of like bond and like interacting of like, oh yeah, see about that, Vector.
You, I'm ignoring.
Just once in a while.
You. I'm ignoring.
You, I'm ignoring.
What did I do to you?
So James, how do we get into these bonus stages? Is it just 50, the usual 50 rings?
Yep, same rules as Sonic 1 and Sonic CD. Grab 50 rings before you reach the goal, then hit and jump straight into the giant ring that's waiting for you.
Well, you're doing a whole hell of a lot better than Hype and I did with this.
And that you actually got 2 of them.
Already, like before we've even like made to the before we fought any bosses.
You know, the harbor looks nice, is probably the best place to go this time of year.
Oh, James.
By the way, you gotta go.
I'm like,
See ya,
I will
fucker.
say, like,
go ahead.
I will say, don't get your hopes up about going to the harbor there, Vector, because the thing about that roulette, it's randomized where you're going.
That's what I was about to
Yep.
say, James. You're so cute for having to have any sort of agency in where you're going to be going. Look at Charmy B.
Hi!
All right. Let's see if the gamble's up for my grabs this time.
I
bet 1B.
So what's the birds and the bees, Vector? You didn't never
I'm not
explain
explaining
that
that to you.
Oh, hey, you got it, James. Look at that.
Yeah.
I told you, luck is always on my side.
Here we
Oh,
go.
whoa, 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 whoa.
to me. That's not explaining the birds and the bees to me.
I'll tell you when you're older.
always bet on B.
I'm 16 in this game.
And
Oh
So
my
speaking
gosh.
of bees, how does Charmy's gameplay get summed up, James?
Yeah.
If he weren't tied to the ray mechanic, he could absolutely break this game's level design in 2. Because he can literally fly anywhere. And I do mean anywhere.
He has no limit, unlike a certain
I-
two-tailed fox.
I hope you know, James, that sometimes I'm
Goddamn.
going to be obnoxious as hell to Vector as Charmy. I just hope you know this.
All right. Oh, what does the blue ring power do?
Oh, hey! Get back here! My beautiful! Where are you going?
my money!
Power up does. So what normally
My
would happen
fucking
everybody,
money!
is that the blue ring
This is all
power.
your fault!
The blue ring power would be very helpful handily because normally in Sonic when you get hit, your rings go everywhere. But with the blue
Yep.
ring power up, you can make it so that they all stay in one handily made lump sum. The problem is that if the game decides to dick you over, then that lump sum will go straight to the birds.
Oh, who are you going to get?
Whoa!
Ah, much better. I was starting to get a little sick of that, all that buzzing.
How'd I get here?
Monitor.
Feels strange.
By the way, Red Echidna dude, can you tell me where God is?
You are not to touch me.
In the
Wait,
Japanese
what?
version, yeah.
Are you serious? Oh!
I forgot
The
about
jig
that.
is up.
Again, he was pretty much a connoisseur of very fantastical legends and urban myths. Basically,
Oh.
he viewed this whole island that Eggman's currently occupying as absurd. What's up, this Sam?
I'm gonna be the next Jesus.
What? That just went very quickly, and also
When I aim high.
Also, yes, everybody, as you're noticing. Yes, everybody,
We're not
what you're
talking
realizing,
about
our commentary is going to reflect the speed at which this game can run. Chaotic and in any direction the wind takes us.
So we apologize in advance for anyone that's especially sensitive to sensory overload.
Whoa, whoa!
Yeah.
Crud.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, I should have kept better care of my pockets.
Ah, wheels.
Charmer, you're fired.
So do we gotta do it again? What? Why?
Let me see that ring. He just grabs it. No, but anyway, so that.
But I don't work here.
I don't even work here. You adopted me.
Oh, is that really how that? I would like an origin comic that explains how how the gang that we know as the Chaotix got all up into their hijinks together.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Vector thought I was charming and cute, right, Vector?
Bye.
Let's see what we got. Hey, SBO.
Ah, good. A face I can trust.
I think.
The closest that I can think of is, can I? Because I think we mentioned that co-op thing, but it may as well be now's as good a time as any to talk about because we haven't heard high nor hell sort of news on the series yet. I still have a fingers crossed series that maybe the Chaotix can appear in that Knuckles spin-off series.
Fingers crossed.
Honestly, at this point I'm using the Knuckles spin-off series as my excuse me, as my if I can't see it in 3, I'll more than likely see it in that, which is why I am at least 80% certain that Rouge will be a character in the Knuckles spin-off series.
It's possible.
I can see that, if not in the thing. And the reason why we bring up the Chaotix is that well, James is still going to this bit in because it helped. Hi, would you like to explain to the folks how the Chaotix factor into the movie-verse?
Okay, so to promote the second movie, IDW contacted their usual comic artists and a few writers and whatnot to make a couple of mini stories to act as kind of like a prelude to it. And, just stuff like, what Sonic's been up to since the end of the first film, how Knuckles found out about where Sonic was, how Tails was able to find out where Sonic was. And in the Knuckles story in particular, there's a point where he gets captured by these hunters and is basically sent to be like a gladiator in like this big coliseum. And the reason that the reason Logan brings up the Chaotix is that at least Vector and Espio have a cameo.
No,
as
Charmy is there too.
Well, you can see his antennae, but you more visibly see Victor and Espio. They are visible in the crowd of that Coliseum.
Yep. Which, if someone approved it, means maybe. Also, the other thing is that the other fun fact is that Jim Carrey wrote one of the comics or supervised one of the comics.
Yeah, the Eggman one.
I assume it's the one involving
Eggman, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that one. It's basically just Eggman having a monologue amongst himself.
Oh, of course.
And got high on shrooms.
Yeah, we don't talk about that thing.
I mean, what do you expect? You're on a mushroom planet. Every day's a trip.
So,
Yeah.
I will say that apart from my experience playing this with Hype, most of it with Hype, did we even do the final boss, or do we have James do that bit for us?
I
think James did it.
I want to say I did everything else up to I forget, the
I was about to say, I know James helped pick up the slack and get the rest of the Chaos Rings for us, but I don't remember if you and I fought the boss or not.
I think he did. 'cause
I
remember
think I took care of everything else after that point because I was starting to get a little sick of all the chaos that was ensuing by your hands.
Fair enough. Apart from that, I have not had much experience with this game. That's about all I have to say for that. And you're so cute. You're like a little gecko.
Oh my god, Vector's tiny!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Ew! No!
I don't want to be a marketable plushie.
I don't want to be a midget.
Charmy's holding him up, doing all the action things, and Vector's looking down like,
Good thing I have this pickle.
you were on the right track. I was going to do a different quote, though.
I wonder if a fall from this high would be enough to kill me.
Also, special request. While Vector is shrunken, James, I suggest you pitch up yours and Doug's Vector voices during that whole thing.
Big boy!
We'll see.
I'll look into it. Oh, crap.
Oh, no, what happened here?
I did not want to do that. So, basically, once you go to a big ring inside the level, you go through a special stage, which, sounds cool, or a bonus stage, which sounds cool on paper. In execution, your rings are constantly draining as you're in there. And that's the last thing you want to happen to you, because rings are literally the only thing that matters when going inside these
Holy
levels.
shit,
Right.
Godzilla!
Oh my god.
Yeah, like, there is a gamble to it where, like, if you go through them, you end up getting, like, more rings than you have.
Oh,
but
crap.
again, it's just a big gamble.
Yeah.
Exactly. Usually not worth the risk.
Oh, we also completely forgot to talk about it. Sorry, this conversation's been moving pretty quickly. We forgot to talk about it, except for the... Wow, that was like the worst thing that could have happened at that moment.
You take the wheel.
For any curious, don't worry. Don't forget, this game has like 25 stages to itself, so we have many of opportunities. But the thing we were gonna say was, apart from that groan that happened at the very beginning, this is James's least favorite world.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely one of the more it's one of the more confusing zones in the game. This is pretty much the amazing arena, and it's oh thank God that mini boss actually came through for me in the end.
Nice.
Hey, okay. Jeez,
If you beat it fast enough, you get a huge surplus of rings.
Nice.
just kill everything safely.
A good reward.
One other thing worth mentioning that's thank God.
Nice!
Okay, that little emotional roller coaster is over. Continue.
So one thing I'll say before I go into my next special stage, whenever you, both you and your partner do share the same ring count, technically speaking, but you both hold, like, separate amounts of that ring count. So say if I got 50 rings and he had 10 rings, if SBO got hurt, then I would lose those 10 rings.
Right, and the part the part that makes that a little confusing, especially in co-op, is like James mentioned, that second ring count is completely invisible.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Ooh.
I understand this game went through a bit of a tight schedule, considering that it was also being made for a system that was the only reason for its existence because Sega had cold feet about the Ataris.
Yeah, all them Jaguars and 32Xs and... Whoa! Nice.
Oh,
I can't think of...
Times like these, the bumpers are your friends, even the ones that are one use.
Yes. And they're gonna get more devious with them, but I can't think of many other games that came out for this system.
There was this, there was Tempo, there was Cyber Brawl / Cosmic Carnage, which has probably one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard on a Genesis peripheral.
I should look that up. Cyber.
There's also Virtual Racing Deluxe, which is in and of itself a pretty decent port. There was some stuff for the 32X, but nothing really worth its existence. Like, a lot of it could have easily just been made for the Saturn exclusively. Like this game, for example.
Oh, that's right. This is one of those consoles where, like, the way it was set up was that you had to, like, attach a different, like, thingy to your game to, like, make it run or something.
Basically, it's like an extension of the lock-on technology they were using with Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Right, okay.
Except now they make it a whole console as opposed to literally just being a game within the game.
Fair enough. Sammie, Doug, did you guys ever own this thing, 32X or whatever?
Nope.
No.
Fair enough.
No one blames. To be fair, I think a good handful of us have if we actually have played this game, it was primarily because of emulation.
Yeah.
Because, to be fair, the 32X was long discontinued, and Sega as well. They haven't. To this day, there has never been a proper port up of Chaotix. So, it's really emulation or bust.
The closest we got was a mislabeled list of soundtracks in Sonic Origins.
Oh yeah.
Which, thank God, they fixed, but it's also one of those things that's like,
Really?
maybe you guys should have waited a couple more months as opposed to literally releasing it on Sonic's birthday when it was only like a quarter of the, like a third of, 2/3 finished.
Maybe figure out that list before deciding whether or not the extra character models were worth $5.
Exactly.
Man, what a letdown. But I mean, so far it looks like they're fixing out most of it, and
I feel like a good chunk of Sonic Origins problems wouldn't have been so bad if they didn't shoehorn that goddamn like 3D island interface they had for the title screen and whatnot.
Oh yeah, because that did take up a lot.
I mean, it looks cool, but it's ultimately unnecessary.
It was just fluff where it didn't need fluff.
You know what? I think I'm due for a slight change in perspective.
So we exit.
Well, if we exit, we head straight back to the title screen because I think it's time that Vector took a break.
Hey,
Fair enough.
I mean, this is the Chaotix after all.
time for my hot code.
Fair enough. And I assume if you chose manual save, then you would need to save manually in between each stage, or something like that.
Basically, you'd only be able to save your game if you leave, like through the exit sign.
Oh. I don't know why you would. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't know why you would pick that. Anyway, who will you be? Who will player 2 not be?
Yeah, why not? I haven't shown this guy off yet.
Yay, the two Sonics.
What am I doing here?
All right, Mighty, time to stop drinking. It's time to get back in the game.
But I want to drink my beer more.
You can't stop me. I'm gonna bring it.
I'm an alcoholic. You don't understand my alcoholism.
Oh, Mighty the Armadillo's classic catchphrase.
Well, hey, you can't say he's not honest.
Hey!
He's an honest
Oh,
shellhead motherfucker.
Yeah, I was about to say, in hindsight, yeah, the funny part is that it may actually be a couple sessions before we even see a boss battle.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
True to form, the boss of each zone doesn't appear until like the very end of it. Which again, zone for this game's case, every 5th act.
So, between 5 different zones, each on a roulette wheel, which, don't worry, after you've beaten the boss, that level becomes removed from the selection, so you're not going to be, like, going back and forth.
Yeah, that'd already be its own case. That'd be its own tedium if they still made you go back to those areas.
Man. Whoa,
They are
careful.
paying me for this, right? I mean, I just want to get a drink and go home.
Since I,
Shit.
I was about to ask, since
Easy come, easy go.
I guess because I was about to ask. Yes, Charmy, we're all very proud of you.
I'm sad.
I don't know why I said it with such.
We know
stank.
Charmy.
Yes, he is indeed connected to the bee.
Yay, we did the joke. Archie did the joke too, but now we made the joke. So I guess I'll say, what I was gonna say. Whoa! I guess what I was gonna say is, since this technically was Mighty the Armadillo's first ever platforming centric, because Sega Sonic Arcade was not your normal Sonic affair. Were there any?
This is
neat
neither, to be fair.
But like, were there any neat little quirks that he had before his like bouncing ground pound thing from Mania?
Not necessarily. Well, okay. In Chaotix's case, the primary gimmick with a Mighty is that when he wall climbs, he literally does it like he basically goes wall hopping.
Oh.
Which is a lot faster than what Espio could do when running on it naturally.
Well,
But
speaking of
Espio's
Espio,
cool, like
something,
a ninja, he can run up
something
walls.
that I don't know how many people can utilize particularly well. He can also run on ceilings too.
Yes, he can, but it's one of those things where, like, I can't think of too many practical uses for that. Actually, speaking of Espio, it's kind of funny thing about it, because out of the entire cast of this game, Espio's the only one that was made exclusively for this game. Like, this is literally his debut. So much so is that in earlier builds of the game, he was meant to be the flagship character. Before that got switched over to Knuckles.
I guess because they needed somebody who was recognizable.
Right, and even before that, I mean, the initial this is pretty much old news for any Sonic fans out there, but Chaotix was originally a Genesis prototype called Sonic Crackers, where Sonic and Tails were pretty much the ones holding onto these rings and, going all over the place with these rubber band physics.
No, we don't know why it's called Crackers.
I don't get it either.
I think it's more supposed to be, like, the proper pronunciation was supposed to be Sonic Clackers, considering, how Japan handles, like, L and R sounds.
Alright, time to drink.
But I guess by like a hard translation, it would sound more like crackers.
Oh no!
Easy does it. I gotta say, I hate the fact that the color palette that they're using for SBO means that from behind, he reminds me of a combination like of the fusion dance between Barney and what was his name, Baby Bop or whatever.
Baby Bop.
The Triceratops.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'm amazed you actually remember any other name besides Barney from that whole thing.
I did my research after I saw that incredibly eloquent Peacock special. I love you, you hate me. The dark
Oh, yeah.
Barbie, the dark Barney story.
Barbie.
Almost
Were you
said
about to
Barbie. That's gonna be its own thing later.
Barbie?
The Barbie movie, the Barbie movie I keep hearing is actually kind of decent, except that the
It's
star.
not even out yet, though.
I'm saying, like, apparently the test audiences and stuff that they've been seeing, apparently they're saying it's going to be pretty decent. The writing staff is tied to it. The only thing that has me a little bit put off about the Barbie movie was when photos leaked of the stars in their wacky, clashing, like, 80s bright orange and red,
no.
like, roller skating outfits. No, like, the stars got pissed. Like, actually, like, I am fucking livid with whoever leaked those photos to the press. I'm like, dude, calm down. It's just a costume. It's not like the plot point, unless that is the plot and I didn't realize it.
It's not a matter of plot. It's a matter of pride.
Thank you for doing
It's a
that.
matter of that fashion choice was fucking awful.
But again, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty humorous and easy to. Okay, no, never mind.
I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen, but whatever.
I don't think so either. Now, yeah, right away, yeah. Forget the rings. If you fall into a pit, it's over.
Yep.
Also, I'll say that the 32X had some pretty good songs on it.
Oh yeah, no, the soundtrack for this game is still like I think this is easily one of the most highly underrated Sonic soundtracks out there.
All right, you got this.
And the fact that they actually brought one of the songs back for Sonic Generations' gallery mode is this speaks to its quality.
Yeah, I think that's fair. There we
But
go.
man, do I wish this game got a proper comeback, or at the very least, a proper port up.
Just
Even if I understand the reasoning is because, well, the 32X isn't exactly the most port-friendly setup to work with.
yes, but I mean, clearly,
Like,
it's
I know it was originally going to be a part of Sonic Gems collection before that got trashed, and then nothing ever happened, not much else of it since.
But, like, clearly it can emulate just fine, like, if it's running pretty much seamlessly on this. So, like, that shouldn't stop them, I don't think, from being able to just put this
It might
service-
just be because Sega doesn't want to spend all that money trying to, do it themselves.
fine. All right, there we go. Our next ring, and we're already past the halfway point.
Whew, so far, so good.
It looks like a Fruit Loop.
Man, I love Fruit Loops.
Thank you, Vector.
You're
You know what? You're all right, you big crocodile. I don't think...
What about me, Vector?
You know what? You're all right too, kid.
Hype, I'm so happy right now.
What about you?
Finally, I can go home and drink.
Charlie says, what about me? And he's like... like, does, like, the thing with his hands of, like, maybe. Wow.
I don't know why, but I'm suddenly just imagining Charmy and that whole... Of all things that's been a meme recently, that whole expression that Tony Chopper does in that one...
Oh,
crying
like he's
meme?
looking up at the
Screen cap.
Yeah, he's, like, looking like he's shrieking to the heavens.
Exactly.
I know that's a meme, and I've seen some very funny variations of it. What exactly is the context behind Chopper's ugly cry there?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I haven't caught up with One Piece in a while, so I couldn't even begin to tell you.
I assume it was actually something very dire, but...
Either dire or something very emotional.
I just... The internet's such a wild fucking place. Like, the things that will become a meme yesterday versus what they'll be like 2 weeks from now, we have no say in it.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a weird shield.
It was pseudo 3D up until I got myself hit by that conspicuous bush bot.
Yeah, that is the risk you... Can we not fit?
Man, I'm too thick.
That's not good.
Too bad you can't crawl.
I was gonna say, especially at the speed you can reach when you're doing your freaking slingshot launch or whatever. The problem is that I would say Sonic Chaotix more than ever feels a little bit trial and error-y to me. Where like Like you're more
Sonic
likely
Chaotix.
to you're more likely
Logan.
to take a hit.
Logan?
Yes.
What the fuck is a Sonic?
I don't remember what the hell Sonic. It's what the.
I don't
it-
think
it-
even Gonzo knows what he is.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog's favorite character. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Hey there, what?
Yeah.
Hey, jump.
But no, it's the.
The shark?
Yeah. Oh wow. Yes. Oh,
What the fuck? Starring what the fuck and what the fuck?
whoever's working at frickin' not IGN crap. What are they called? The comics. IDW.
IDW.
Oh, IDW.
Whoever's working on there has to get on board with making even if it's like a simple little gag, like you're in a movie theater and one of the posters is starring an actor called Jump the Shark. Like, get on that, please.
I would
Wait,
absolutely love that.
Didn't SGB start that whole name?
Jump the Shark.
I don't even think SGE does it. I think that's just something that the Sonic community's done for the longest time.
If I remember Johnny mentioning Jumping the Shark before, but I think that was all due to a Sonic fan character contest thing, because I remember one of them literally being called, and I'm not kidding by the name, Spank the Monkey. I wish I was kidding.
You know,
It could have been worse. They could have been known as they could have been called Choke the Chicken. We're adults, everybody, who are playing a wacky, colorful game about wacky.
You know what,
characters
Logan?
and wacky
You know what,
worlds.
Logan?
What? Why?
I think I know what your Sonic character is. It's Shut the Up.
No.
shut the up.
Shut the.
You are making Doug die. That is.
I will. I mean, I don't know. So just.
How about this? In other regions, your name could be Zip the It.
Dang.
You say that, I was gonna say zip the lip.
I'm fine with that.
Just an anthropomorphic lip that just never knows when to shut up.
Oh, I was thinking of one of those monkeys with like the big like puckered lip faces. I don't know.
Excitlopedia.
Yes.
You know, thinking about it, whatever did happen to those other members of the Sonic's old band?
Who knows?
Like, I know one of them was a monkey, and the other was a pink rabbit.
One of them became Coconut from the show, which was a weird one.
I want to say one of them became Rystar, if it's the same rabbit I'm thinking of.
Really?
I don't think it's the same one now.
Ah, well.
But yeah, for Logan's context, one of the concepts for Rystar was an evolution of one of the. Oh boy!
Don't worry, I have a backup plan.
You were sly. I didn't even realize you made this. I was gonna say real quick that yeah, as you're seeing, this is one of the, as we mentioned, this is now one of the first special stages that has so many branching paths. Are you serious? Has so many branching paths. Has so many branching paths that it will require at least 2 laps to get enough orbs, unless you are like on the top of your game. Sorry. So the concept art about what you think became Rystar hype.
Basically, Rystar's gameplay conception was based on one of the abandoned pitches for what would eventually be Sonic, and one of them was a rabbit that would stretch its ears. They adapted that to Rystar.
That's right. Okay, I was gonna say because I did remember hearing in some weird comic or something that yeah, at one point yeah, a prototype Sonic was gonna be a rabbit at one point.
And technically, Mighty was also one of the early conceptions for Sonic as well.
Actually, that was a misconception. That was an absolute misconception.
What confuses me is the fact that apparently Inklings were going to be rabbits at one point. Straight up.
Yeah.
That was an idea I remember hearing that. Yeah, there was that, and then I know at some point there was a mention of why don't we just add Mario characters, and it's like,
But yeah, I'm glad somebody had the forethought to realize, wait a minute, these rabbits are shooting ink. Why don't we just put a creature that's known for making ink?
well, what's a creature that makes ink?
I got it! A capybara!
I am curious. I'm looking this up now.
Capybaras
Capybara.
actually expel ink.
No, I'm looking if there's a capybara video game character.
I know of crap. What was that dude's name? Chip the capybara, or not Chip? Kip the capybara.
Oh, I forgot about him.
You know, the one that was literally Sonic's driving instructor.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. The chili dogs. And
Chili dogs.
you gotta put
Whoa,
it with the right
how
emphasis.
did that not hit you?
I don't know.
You got me.
I looked on.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
I don't get it either. I looked on Steam, and the only game I could find is a game called Capybara Spa, where you make a spa for capybaras.
You know what? Good for them. They deserve a day off.
There's a developer studio called Capybara Games. who made a game called Grindstone. And they made the OKKO Let's Play Heroes game.
Oh yeah, the one with the really impressive 2D art style.
Yeah, and Don't Starve.
You know, back when the show actually had a chance to stay relevant.
And I think they. Oh wow, they did. Oh snap, they did the Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery. That's a classic indie game. Nice. Super Time Force Ultra. Oh, that's right, that wackadoo game. Huh. Okay, sorry. I was getting a little bit. I was getting involved in looking at all this stuff here. It looked really cool. Anyway, nice.
For those wondering, yes, I totally did cheat. Do I care? Nah.
They say that cheaters never prosper, but life's always about proving people wrong.
Besides, not cheating doesn't pay the bills.
Yahoo!
Is that what you say to Vanilla every night?
What is it with you and my love life?
Alright, I think on that, let's switch to someone else.
Yes, please.
You know what? How about you show them Charmy?
Oh, dear God. I guess that's fair.
Show them how broken he can be, potentially.
Well, broken, assuming he didn't have the harness that is the rings.
Look at his little legs. Well,
Hi.
So, here I am, all alone at the dead of night. My parents told me I shouldn't be out this late, but I said, screw off, I can do whatever I want, because I'm a prince.
He's a prince?
It's like, my
And
parents...
then I remembered that they're dead.
Yeah, I was getting to that. It's like, my parents told me I shouldn't be out this late. Then I remembered, oh wait, I don't have parents.
Yeah, like, again, I would like a comic or something that explains how he came to be under the care of these, not ne'er-do-wells, but certainly not good-do-wells all the time either.
Lunkheads. Just call them as they are, lunkheads.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what you're saying is that the Chaotix are literally literally just the 5-man Deadpool crew of Sonic?
The what?
All I'm saying is that by the time we got the Team Chaotix that we know and love... Oh no, he looks so scared! Hear me out. The Team Chaotix that we have nowadays is a slightly more morally okay. Like they know the difference between right and wrong. They're that version of the frickin' Team Hooligan.
Yeah, essentially.
Like you have the loudmouth guy who's like sometimes a little too confident then for his own good, Vector. You got the wackadoo like smart the wackadoo. Whoa.
Oops.
You have the I've been saying wackadoo a lot today. So, all right, that's my word of the day, everybody. You have the
And that's the password.
Yeah.
Now get your shit and get out.
You have the crazy, like fast talking, like piped up mouth. Not being Bean, but now being the Bee. And you have the cool, strong, like kind of more soft-spoken guy who really is just there to make sure that they don't blow something up, and just for whatever reason is very good friends with the confident, arrogant guy, Vector.
Yeah. The only difference is that, like, all of Team Hooligan are, I was about to say adults, but I don't know if they ever established canonical ages for hooligans.
I'm not old enough to drink.
I figured they're around the same as Sonic. Though, to be fair, what does it even matter anymore, considering that, as of recently, Sega pretty much abolished any semblance of age for the Sonic characters?
That's right.
That is something I'm interested in. I don't know if they either... Because they got rid of the ages off the bios on the website. I don't know if they did that because they plan on updating them, or if they did that just because they just stopped caring about as much as we do.
I'm sure at some point, maybe some guy kept sending them emails, or someone just kept saying, well, I don't know how old this character is, and they're just like, oh my gosh, for the love of no more, and they just finally were done.
This is what happens when you eventually cave into the fans. Sometimes you get results that you don't want. Case in point, the Zelda timeline.
It's just not worth it.
Or, depending on how you talk to, case in point, how Sonic's been for the past 10 years.
I mean, that in and of itself is also a problem, yes, but, I mean, it is what it is.
This is a rather unconventional stage.
Like I said, this is the point where the special stages start making you try and defy all common sense just to actually win.
Well, I mean, so far you're doing...
Because who in their right mind would just constantly ram themselves right into a wall just to move left or right?
That's
Also, these buzzsaws are getting a lot more bold in their placement.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Oh! Good catch.
Burn. Burn.
I'm not. It's okay.
Yikes! Don't worry.
Tommy, the fate of all of existence it depends on you. Don't screw this up.
The fate of the world rests on your shoulders, and more importantly, the fate of my wallet rests on your shoulders.
I was gonna say, like,
Thanks, Vector. This is why
I was gonna
That's the point.
I was gonna say, I love the idea of, like, they're having this huge, like, you know, emotional bit. Espe's like,
Charmy, you have to understand that more than ever, we believe in you and need you to know that this all rests on your shoulders.
and then Vector goes,
Charmy, don't screw this up.
just walks away. Who else was he gonna buy that Xbox One from?
What did I do to deserve this?
What
Whoa,
the
what the-
hell was that?
That should not have happened.
Let me watch back that footage. Was there an actual hole that we missed?
I don't think there was.
You might have glitched it.
No, you just clipped through reality. Fair enough.
Tommy, what the fuck?
They do say that the special zone is a very unstable and unsavory place.
Did they actually say that? Did they actually try to do the frickin' Amy crap that I hate?
Amy crap.
Amy crap?
Different Amy. Basically, I won't go into specifics right now.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know they don't go into the whole Dr. Robotnik's devious traps sort of lingo.
Okay.
I mean, essentially, it's just a bug.
Okay. I'll explain the Amy thing to you guys later, but it's not Sonic Amy. It's a different Amy, and basically the idea of like, and Amy was
basically they treated a terminal illness as a game feature.
Oh, that I know. Okay, I forgot the name of the game for a moment, but I know exactly what you're talking
Which, you know, coincidentally, is also something they're doing for fucking Overwatch, apparently.
Not. But the very like they're actually trying to make it a narrative. Like they're trying to actually write into a character. Whereas with Amy, what happened was they tried to write off their poor development as an excuse with that. But again, more on that later. I'm glad that they didn't try to. I'm glad they didn't try to write in you glitching out of existence as, oh, that's just something that happens in the game.
Also, in Overwatch's defense, apparently that character being autistic was something established in the first game.
Fair enough. And hey,
okay, that's a fair point.
One
But that
left.
said, we're done. We got all the chaos rings. Good ending is pretty much assured.
Yay.
And it was all thanks to this little scamp right here.
Look at you.
I guess.
Adoption papers.
What? What do you mean? Like you just kind of hold them out? You just call it hold. It's like
I got right here. Adoption papers.
Just right here.
But what about that pizza party you promised? Are you serious?
oh, I thought you were
then.
gonna show off.
What the fuck? I saw what happened there. Like, they swapped for a brief moment, then they swapped again just to fuck with me.
It's like, no, we don't trust Charmy to be with anyone other than SBO. He's the only decent role model of this entire gaggle of goons.
You're not wrong.
I mean, between the two, he probably would be the better father figure for him.
Also, as you're noticing, Charmy is not very strong.
I mean, he's a beat. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like, he's strong enough to lift the two of them in Sonic Heroes.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Surprisingly, his legs weren't crying in agony whenever they do that.
Yep.
Talk to Rouge, because she has to deal with a fucking robot.
And cream with a fat ass fucking cat.
Yeah. Well, I think Rouge might be a little bit easier to believe since, you know, she's established to be, like, Knuckles' rival in the sense of, like, whereas all of Knuckles' strength is in his upper body, hers is in her lower body.
Also we'll say that, yeah, no, the other good news about James having secured the good ending is that, yeah, now you're about to see a much more chill Chaotix game for the rest of this. Like, now that he no longer needs to be stressing about his ring count all the time.
I want to say we got all this done in one session, too, so, yay.
That you did.
Yay!
Well, here's the thing, you still gotta go through the rest of the acts.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
But now we
but
can
I mean,
just-
that's the easy part.
pretty much, as is usually the case.
Now it's just shoot the shit hour from here on out.
Alright.
So smooth sailing.
Starting from this point forward, all that else was critical knowledge that you had to have been listening and paying attention to. You will be quizzed. You're small.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Now I can give you the hug I've always wanted.
Now they're closer to the heights that they are in the modern games.
He's so cute. Okay, how about this? Because you've been doing the character's voice a lot here, and that now has prompted me to ask. So, your thoughts on the Chaotix as a whole, Sammie, and I guess particularly with Charmy. Like, how were you introduced, and what has gravitated you towards Charmy so?
Oh, I just like doing Charmy just to mess around.
Where's
with
my
people
drinks?
Who are annoying.
That's fair, hey buddy.
I was promised free drinks.
You
But
won't
yeah, like, how-
be getting any drinks, you alcoholic.
I take pride.
I am an alcoholic. That is my catchphrase. Sorry. So what?
Yeah, I'm
how
an
did you-
alcoholic.
How
Yeah.
were you introduced to the Chaotix, Sammie?
I think it was like the comics that introduced me to Charmy. So the Archie one particularly. So that was probably.
Better that than Sonic X.
Yeah. And I found Charmy to be fine. Like, he's a kid. He's gonna be obnoxious. I can see. I can get that.
Actually, real quick, I just remembered something. Are you aware of what they did to poor Charmy just to make him more comparable to his game canon in later Archie comics?
Yeah, they made him stupid. They drained out his brain and made him stupid. I know.
Wait,
I'm
like
well
straight
aware.
up, like so in the comics at one point they actually like reduced his intelligence canonically.
They did, basically. So he was in like the mind grapes thing, which apparently affects like your intelligence as well as just everything in general. So he was reduced to a childlike state, which is weird because he has a fiance in that comic lore. So that's
Didn't she die by that point?
no, she was still alive.
Whoa.
I feel like this should not happen.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
So this is pretty much what happens when you've already got all the Chaos Rings. Now you're allowed to do the special stages again, but if the texture mapping was turned off.
So yeah, you're in wireframe mode now.
Essentially.
Goddamn.
Basically, try to remember where the pits are.
Oh god, you're right. Yeah, that's not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
What's your reward and incentive for doing this?
Nothing!
Oh.
Also, it's like, you know what? I was about to say not even extra lives, but then I remembered, like, this game doesn't have a life system, does it?
No,
No,
not really.
this game thankfully has infinite lives.
Whenever you die, you just come back here. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, back to you.
Yeah, like they because like Saffron like has this line. It's like,
Oh, do you remember me though? It's like, of course I do. Your name's Saffron.
it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not from a radioactive chili dog that she died.
No,
No, that's Charmy's brother.
no,
Hold
Charmy's
on.
friend, Charmy.
Because you just introduced a brand new piece of lore that has not yet entered this equation for me. Because the joke that was played through my head was, James, you silly, there's no way a radioactive chili dog would have any sort of, like, negative, like, impact on any story in the Archie universe. And what Hype said was something not quite, like, the same as that. It started off in that same venue, but then quickly turned into, no, that was the War of 87 that led to that horrible catastrophe among the world.
I thought it was the bite of 87. Are you kidding me?
That fucking reaction.
Again, like, my thing is, I thought you mentioned, like, oh, so it was Saffron that died because of the chili dog, and I was just giving you,
I want my
like, a harmless
drinks.
correction.
How did a chili dog kill? Did it drown in the chili dog?
Basically, it was... Basically, the whole thing, the reasoning behind it, is that the chili dog was laced with the closest thing the comic could get away with calling LSD.
Okay, so
Please.
to explain, it's not Charmy's brother, it was Charmy's friend who died from that, and second off.
Please. Go, finish your thing. Yeah, finish your thing.
Yeah, so they laced it with like some kind of drug, which is LSD. I want to think it's cocaine though, because
LSD is bad, okay?
LSD's bad. Okay.
But
yeah, so his friend died from
okay, but
I mean, it may as well be radioactive.
please, for the love of God, tell me that somewhere in the comics there is an official writing, like, bit of dialogue where Sonic goes, man, what's wrong with you? Why don't you like chili dogs? A chili dog killed my friend! And it actually was 100%, like, honest.
Assuming Charlie remembers that.
I wish that would have been funny. It's just like,
Oh
why
my
don't you
gosh.
like chili dogs, man?
Okay,
Something-
well,
It literally killed my.
cause singing killed my grandma, okay?
No, Sonic would just say big oof.
Okay, well, I gotta go to sleep now knowing that happened.
Christ.
Right there, I love the idea of, like, sorry, just right there when James was showing off, I love the bit that, like, first of all, I love the look. It's like, whoa there! Whoa!
Hold your horses, kiddo!
Chammie's got the zoomies!
Whoa!
Whoa!
I get it.
Thank you.
Well, that was fun.
I'll say, James, can you hang on real quick? Can you cancel that real quick, Doug? I'll
Yeah,
just
let me
say-
see if I can.
I don't know if that. Okay, thank you. I'll just say, play that again, but James, I want you to do the hold mechanic if you can in this area, and just try to sync it up a little bit with Vector because I want to see it with his face.
Okay, give me a sec.
Do it in front of the mat, because that's the safest place to do it.
So yeah, go for it now. Do it.
Whoa!
Let's talk about.
Whoa! Whoa! What? Yes, like that!
Thank you.
Fucking hell.
I don't know why that made me crack up so. I'm lightheaded a little bit. Okay,
There,
take us home.
there, I got some logo
That
on
ain't
that one. The
home.
fucking soundboard, thanks to James's shenanigans here, for making me fucking die of laughter. I'm banging my fucking desk.
Oh boy.
God.
So yeah. But yeah, no, I'll say. Oh, this now's got me thinking. Like, I had some exposure to Archie Sonic, but not honestly a whole lot. Apart from
I have a lot of exposure to Archie Sonic. If you have any questions, just ask me.
so the things that I remember were I had some exposure to Archie Sonic for a couple reasons. Number one is I did remember reading some of the comics and some of the comic covers that came with the was it the Master Collection?
The Mega Collection.
Mega Collection.
Ah, yeah, Sonic. This is the Sonic Archies first.
Yeah, you can read some of those, and I'm away from the mic here for a second, sorry, I'm trying to find... Is it this one I had a...
Vector?
What's that thing?
Yes?
I don't want to go in there. It scares me.
Maybe it's on the other side.
You can't make me!
I'm gonna make you!
Oh, yes, I can!
I was about to say, I just noticed, like, the ring was on a shoe.
It was?
Yeah, when he was on the ledge animation, like, the ring was hanging through his shoe.
Huh.
Okay, I think it's on my other bookshelf, but I remember buying the Sonic Origins, so I do know that at some point he had an uncle named Chester.
Oh, so it is.
Who got roboticized.
Oh, yeah, Uncle Chuck.
Uncle Chuck, sorry, who got roboticized. And then the other thing I remember was a long time ago, anyone here ever participate in Free Comic Book Day?
Occasionally.
I honestly can't even remember if I ever did.
No.
It's like if you went to the it was one day of the year that if you went to a comic store, and typically the comic writers themselves would create like a little like throwaway side issue that would be their Free Comic Book Day like issue.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I remember there was this one where what happened was either Sniffly or Robotnik himself who had some new device that was like a little ear implant thing that went inside of Sonic's that it could control Sonic, and turn him against his friends. Like it didn't brainwash him, but he was like his body movements were no longer his own. And I remember the first thing that confused me at first was like, who the hell is Julie Sue?
Oh no.
What? Why Julie Sue?
Because yeah.
Honestly, you're better off not knowing about Julie Sue, in my humblest opinion.
Was she a offensive character? Not offensive, but like was she a dumb character?
Let's just say she was one of the biggest factors of the whole Penders nonsense.
Well, okay, let me explain Julie Sue's character, because I don't think she's a harmful character per se. She's rather, like, mundane if you really come to think about it. She's just like a typical like tough girl who basically. Have you played Sonic Chronicles at all, or at least know?
Yes. I
Yep.
assume Shade had some inspiration from her or something like that.
Yeah, basically she had Shade's personality, essentially.
Oh, and that's why Penders got so uppity about that game.
Yeah.
Well, that and because they tried to bring back Pachacamek or whatever and all that stuff.
Well, Pachacamek is Sega's own character, so I think that's the case where he has no footing over that.
But, oh, you know what? It was because of all the echidnas in another dimension that Penders was like, that's my creative property in the story, so you've plagiarized. And then tried to sue them in the most hilarious, like, triple, like, whammy of, like, dude, stop embarrassing yourself publicly on a corporate level in front of
You need
everybody.
to stop this.
Yeah, seriously, you're already looking bad in front of the kids.
I know.
Think about the children.
Also, knock knock, I'm back.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot about this game was called him.
Hi.
Tweet that he said where he was like, oh, well, you know, Jeffrey St. John, who's an older character, by the way, was gonna take Sally's virginity, but she was like a mind.
What? I just
One of
remember.
the many reasons why people don't like Jeffrey St. John.
I just remember the situation of. Okay, real quick before I get off track with this. Who's this Lunka bucket of bolts?
Oh no.
That is the second of Eggman's sleeper minions that are accompanying us. Heavy. He's true to his name, very heavy. But he's also probably one of the most broken features about Knuckles Chaotix if used effectively.
Also, this is how heavy he is.
Because the whole gimmick with him is that he's not particularly mobile, but he's very durable.
He's invincible, basically.
Except for gravity.
And this can be, well, there's that. But he is invincible, and thus can be exploited.
Because if you see an enemy near you, whoa,
Oh my god!
they're not gonna know what hit him.
I mean, you know what they say, Knuckles really is rougher than the rest of them, and I think that's no more true than being able to lift a freaking 20-ton robot.
He is 1,000,000% muscle.
I lifted the fucking ton.
Oh,
Boing, boing, boing.
oh, hang
Oh,
on.
that was a waste.
Yeah, that's just a secret.
I think sometimes a bonus ring can spawn there, but I'm not entirely certain about that.
Fair enough. Well, what was I gonna say? 'Cause we mentioned that. We mentioned the. Yeah, so Julissa, that's its own thing. I have, you know, I'm gonna look that up because it's a game that I'm still trying to follow its development, but I haven't heard.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard a lot of news about it recently. The Sonic Chronicles remake or remaster that someone's making.
Oh, that. I know progress has been slow on that
Reimagine.
since the creators. Yeah. I know progress has been slow on that because the creator's been busy with, you know, his own life, on top of the fact that, like, I know one of the things I know he's doing is that he wants to recreate all of the 2D assets, like, completely from scratch.
Dang. I mean, I'm.
This is probably the dumbest thing I could ever do, considering the dude's invincible.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's not shared. I mean, so I mean, I'm looking at this here, and I'm saying that, and I can say that, like, I'm not against what they're doing, because Sonic Chronicles, it had some decent ideas, and like I don't blame them for trying. I mean, Mario as an RPG worked pretty damn fine.
Yeah.
So why couldn't Sonic? And they had something there. Like, I think the story that they were trying to tell was an interesting one, but A, the soundtrack, and B, the soundtrack, and C, the mechanics felt a little bit off because it tried to do the Mario thing of, oh, let's have a cute little mini game attached to every action, but like every action, and they lasted a long while, so battles quickly became a little repetitive.
The funny thing is that there is a Chow you can equip. Like, Chows are basically like badges in that game.
Right.
There's a Chow you can equip that basically negates the need to do like those little mini games. And if you equip that Chow with cheese, you pretty much have no excuse to lose at the game.
What do you mean with cream?
Green.
That's what I meant to say with cream.
What's what?
Because, yeah, no, cheese as far as I'm aware is another equipable Chow, technically.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What are some of Cream's abilities?
She is basically the group's healer.
Oh, and because you would need that, it basically gives a perfect for any one of her attacks. I remember getting. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Basically, it makes her about as disgusting as Peaches in Mario RPG if you spam the group hub ability.
That makes sense. I was gonna say.
And give her the what was it, the hefty shell or the lazy shell?
I think it was the lazy shell.
So,
I think so.
So do I bother mentioning that I used to be part of that project, or no?
Oh, Reimagine? I didn't know that.
Really?
What happened? So. I don't know if there's any NDA or anything like that, but
No,
like,
I'm not part
was...
of it anymore. Because of a lot of shit, obviously Steve knows.
No worries.
Essentially I was supposed to be Tails and Shade, the voice for them.
Right, I did hear their NDA voice acting.
Yeah. There was like a little like thing that was like shown off where my voice of Tails is there.
That's
right.
It's just it's probably old at this point. But yeah, I used to be on that.
No worries. Is it a? I guess.
Yeah, crocodile.
Even it's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Even
yeah.
if it's just like, not even trying to make this seem like a weird endorsement thing. Just like, just to me, just to Lucky here. Yes or no? Would you still say it's a project that I should consider giving it? Like, do you think it would be a game that I would still try playing, or do you think it's not really looking too?
No,
good?
not worth it, because they are worth bad just because of like shit that happened.
Okay. So I do want to give it a shot at some point.
Yeah. Like, I'd say it's worth endorsing just because, like, the inherent idea of trying to fix Sonic Chronicles, I think, has merit in it, because, again, Chronicles is, in my opinion, a project that does deserve, like, a second chance. And also because I actually am friends with, like, a bunch of the actors that they have on board with it. Like, a lot of them being, like, my friends from Adrenaline Dubs.
Oh, alrighty.
Oh, cool.
Same.
Are you the?
Just all things it is kind. I'd say if there was ever another attempt at a Sonic RPG again, I think I speak for a lot of fans when I say, have Atlas do it.
Yeah, I would like Atlas.
I would say, like, that is a sound idea. One thing that I think would be more fitting for, like, Sonic, have something along the lines of, like, not turn-based what Chronicles did. Like, go into, like, have it more, like, of-the-moment action RPG. Something akin to, like...
So you mean Frontiers?
Well, kind of like that. I'm more so thinking, like, something along the lines of, like, say, Kingdom Hearts or Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where it's like, there's RPG elements definitely, but it is a lot more action-oriented.
Okay, because the...
I mean, I guess that would be fair. I mean, it's honestly hard to say, considering that, like, we've already had Sonic with a fair share of, like, action RPG as sort of brawlers, and those can be not the most amusing projects out there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go.
So I don't know. It's one of those cases where I wouldn't mind them trying again with the turn-based aspect, but maybe... I don't know. It's just one of those things that I kind of just want to see another attempt, regardless of what they do.
No, yeah, no, I there's something...
And have it be done by a professional team as opposed to literally the B team.
Right, and not to, and again, not mean that like fan creators, by all means, make your fan creations. Like, those are sometimes those fan creations are some of the most fun things we play in a year or so.
Remember that one Sonic RPG project that just ended up becoming its own original project?
Right, Mechanico. I'm still planning. I've been like falling so behind on that. I do still plan to show that off a bit for the Sage look at.
Oh yeah, remember when Sage 2022 happened? We do, and we still have things to record and show off. I mean, okay, I guess as a quick aside, it's not going to be shown off in the showcase, but that one game, Scratch and Melody, got an update that actually is fleshing out its plot more. And another thing that I didn't show off in that demo that I was showing you guys because I just wasn't good enough was, I guess they, I don't know if every level will have it, but they've begun adding the, oh shoot, James, in Parappa, what's the final, like, hip or cool rank that you can get that usually leads to you freestyling?
It's cool.
Great.
Is it cool, or is it...
Either cool or great, I forget which of the two.
Okay, they actually began adding, so far they've only added it to the not McDonald's level, but they added they added a similar section to that, where when you do it, everything goes cool and trippy 3D, and when you beat the level, in that state, they have a cute little thing at the outro where the burger you made was so amazing, the guy's like, "Awesome, my burger's in 3D," and it's like a 3D burger on a plate in front of him. But so yeah, I won't show that off because that's that. But there've been some decent little games that we found during Sage. Hi, Doug, Sammie. Do you guys ever usually look at the Sage showcase?
No.
I haven't gotten a chance to play any of the games myself, but I do know that there's a handful of interesting ones there.
Alrighty. Sammie, have you guys ever seen the Sage fan games?
Don't leave us hanging.
You don't have to talk about Omens. That's okay.
Can we not?
Well, Omens isn't even at Sages.
I know.
Can we not with that? Can we not with that bullshit?
Understood.
I don't want to fucking remember that shit.
Sorry.
There were a couple that.
And a Discord saying "fuck this."
No.
There we go. You're good.
Oh.
You're fine, Sammie. It's right. We hear you.
Yeah. Okay, there were like a couple of Sage
Yeah, for quick
games that I
context, ladies and gentlemen,
seeing, but like there was one
occasionally
that
just say these Discord does a sputter out here and there, so sometimes we
so like
we gotta work with it the best we can.
There's there.
But I guess I can't say in regards to that, nothing will ever be as fucking.
Oh.
There's a joke to be had at this moment, but I want to spare Doug the torture.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to
do it.
I feel like this is her Discord's bad omen.
No.
Speaking of bad omens, how did they get away with this?
Oh my gosh. It just clicked in my head.
Well, the easiest way to get away with it is to not think about that kind of thing.
Don't think about it. If you just say so.
That's how it
Whoa.
Oh no, there it is again. I can't stop thinking about it. Fuck.
And that's what you get. Explosion to the face. Doug?
They're everywhere.
Oh, okay. He was just playing off my joke. Okay.
Oh, that's that door.
Yeah. Damn it, the horny cannot escape.
Send on.
I can't escape from the horny.
That too.
It's everywhere.
And then you get to the boss, and it's just that.
The door thing wasn't related to what you said, but that's still a good assessment.
Oh, that's right. Technically, this is Act 5, so we have our first boss. About time.
Oh.
Knuckles just looks bored. Uh-oh.
So the one in the Botanic Base is kind of weird in that your partner is literally being hung by Eggman's latest contraption. And, so are you, technically speaking. So basically you gotta move yourself around like a paddle ball trying to take a whack at Eggman, assuming he's not literally electrifying himself at the given moment.
Oh.
Because that's, fun.
Easy does it then.
So fun.
Oh, Vector!
Not again.
Fix.
Ah, damn it. I thought I could escape him from there, but I guess not.
Just be careful, you don't have any rings left.
If in the event you get hurt while you have no rings, your partner goes down first, but you're still alive to fight another day. Take one more hit after that, though, then yeah, you're pretty much toast. And you gotta redo the entire act again for the beginning.
Oh, okay, well that's good. At least he respawns after a while, and... Whew, okay. I think that's it.
Thus, ladies and gentlemen, was our first Eggman fight.
About an hour in.
An hour and 13 minutes in!
I know, right?
But the good news is that we've also made incredible progress throughout pretty much all but I want to say one of the stages. I think we haven't gone to one of the stages yet.
I think we've already shown off every single stage. Or you know what? No, you're right. I just remembered. There was one stage we haven't even tried out yet, which is the Techno Tower, I think.
Right. But everything else, like,
I'm surprised we haven't got there by this point.
I know, because yeah, look at that. We're already almost at the final acts of the other two.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, honestly, should we just keep pushing forward, or should we stop? Call it a wrap here for now.
I think, especially given certain circumstances, I think we should take a quick break just to cap this off. Make sure we save this because this was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, it was a lot of fun and very, true its name, chaotic. So yeah, with that all said, whether it be right away or in the next video, whatever we feel like, we'll see you all next time for more Chaotix.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Excuse you, good sir.